AJ Wilson. She is complaining.
Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white.
The reason that Caitlin Clark was so popular was because she was white.
It's 100% about race, she said.
Aja Wilson just claimed Caitlin Clark's popularity is 100% about race, again, making bold accusations. She insists Clark's fame comes from being white, not talented. But here's the twist. Aja's own Nike shoe sold out instantly. So, what's really behind all this?
It's pretty clear the female athlete that just had a signature shoe released from Nike, what was supposed to be one of the faces of the league. And look, I don't want to act like A'ja Wilson's not a beast on a basketball court.
If you support Caitlin Clark and everything she's done for women's basketball, drop a 100% in the comments below to show love. Let's break this situation down and look at what's really happening here.
Presence on the court is undeniable.
It's because her games are an actual event.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Aja Wilson, one of the WNBA's biggest stars, just reignited controversy by saying race is the reason Caitlin Clark is more popular. In a New York Times interview, she didn't hold back. Her exact words, "It's 100% about race." She added that black women's efforts are constantly ignored.
A'ja Wilson claiming that she was not marketable, she was being held down because of race.
Let that sink in. She didn't say it's partly about race or that it plays a role. She said 100%, meaning she believes race is the only reason Caitlin Clark gets attention, endorsements, and fan support. This isn't new either. Aja made the same point last May.
Whenever Caitlin Clark takes the floor, that maybe is different not only from any player in the WNBA, but from any player in basketball.
And now, here we are a year later, and she's doubling down. The timing? Convenient. It's right after Clark's Nike signature shoe sold out instantly, and her name dominates headlines. What's wild is A'ja Wilson isn't overlooked. She's a two-time MVP and WNBA champion.
A'ja Wilson, apparently she's pretty good. Apparently she has won the MVP award in the WNBA.
She's an Olympic gold medalist. And yes, she has a Nike deal too. But instead of celebrating her own success, or welcoming the huge wave of new fans Caitlin Clark has brought to the league, A'ja Wilson decided to pull the race card. That's what has fans and sports analysts shaking their heads. Is this really about race, or is it about resentment?
A'ja Wilson's been in the league how long? She didn't even shake the needle. She didn't even slightly vibrate the needle.
Let's be honest. Marketability isn't about skin color. It's about likability, relatability, timing, and connecting with fans. And when you look at the numbers, A'ja Wilson's 100% about race claim falls apart fast. For starters, Aja has a Nike deal, and her own signature shoe sold out nearly instantly.
Wilson has a deal with Nike. Her signature shoe sold out within minutes of hitting the market, especially because few WNBA players have big endorsement deals. The idea that American consumers won't buy products tied to black athletes, it's hard to believe it's a serious argument.
That doesn't sound like someone who's being ignored or swept under the rug, does it? If companies were avoiding black athletes, why would Nike invest in her at all? The truth is, Aja is marketable. She's a great player with a strong resume and loyal fans. But Caitlin Clark's attention isn't about race. It's about impact. She didn't just enter the WNBA, she changed it.
Caitlin Clark in the WNBA 100 out of 100 times, except maybe it won't. Why? Because Caitlin Clark plays basketball different than anybody else. Caitlin Clark plays it with flair. She plays it with panache.
Clark's preseason game in Iowa, not even a regular season matchup, pulled in 1.2 million viewers. That's more than the WNBA semifinals last year, which featured A'ja Wilson's team, the Las Vegas Aces, and only drew about 850,000. One exhibition game from Clark outdrew one of the league's biggest battles. That's not about race. It's about draw, hype, storytelling, and connecting with fans. If we really want to talk race and endorsements, then let's bring some receipts. Let's talk about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan was still selling more tennis shoes than every current NBA player combined. Race has nothing to do with whether Aja Wilson is or is not marketable.
A black man who's earned over $4 billion in endorsements, with the Jordan brand still dominating the market decades after he retired. Then there's LeBron James, who pulls in around $85 million a year in endorsements. And don't forget Shaquille O'Neal. He's everywhere. Papa John's, Icy Hot, the General Insurance, and people absolutely love him. And let's not leave out Serena Williams.
Serena Williams, I believe, is the highest earning female athlete of all time. Serena Williams is a black woman. She also happens to be the best at tennis, which people really care about. As a result, Serena Williams has made major bank.
Serena Williams is one of the highest paid female athletes of all time. Tiger Woods earned hundreds of millions through golf endorsements. Naomi Osaka, who is Haitian and Japanese, made over $50 million in a single year from sponsors, despite not winning a major title recently. So the idea that white athletes land endorsements while black athletes are overlooked isn't just false. It's disrespectful to the many successful black athletes who've built global brands.
Is Serena Williams a black woman? Is Naomi Osaka also a black woman? They make more money than any women's athletes in the world.
The truth is, companies don't care what color you are. They care if you can sell products, attract attention, and connect with fans. And right now, Caitlin Clark is doing all of that. In fact, Caitlin's appeal goes beyond basketball. She's relatable, passionate, thrilling to watch, hits logo threes, and plays with unmatched intensity. Interview 13. She's become a cultural phenomenon, not because she's white, but because she has it. Aja Wilson may be dominant on the court, but star power isn't just about stats once you step off the hardwood. It's about energy, storylines, and how fans feel about you. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Caitlin Clark has more fans. That's not racism. That's reality.
Caitlin Clark comes into the WNBA, goes through college. She has panache. She has style. Get over it. Get over yourself. Enjoy the ride, because make no mistake, it's Caitlin Clark's WNBA world. And Asia, baby, you're just a hanger-on to it.
The backlash to Aja Wilson's comments was swift and overwhelming. Fans, sports media, and even insiders flooded social media to call her out. Not just for the accusation, but for the hypocrisy behind it. Because here's the truth. You can't say, "I'm not marketable because I'm black," while enjoying a Nike deal, championship success, and consistent media exposure. Yet that's exactly what Aja's doing, playing the victim from the top of the mountain.
She might be right. By making statements like this about racism, she destroys her marketability and appeal. Her innate racism and demand for victimhood are the cause of her downfall. Absolutely.
Let's not forget, Aja Wilson is one of the faces of the WNBA. She's on magazine covers, in Nike commercials, and featured in league promotions. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces. The WNBA's most dominant team is a two-time MVP and a champion. If she were being ignored due to race, we wouldn't know her name, but we all do. That's what frustrates fans. Instead of embracing the spotlight Caitlin Clark brought to the league, she's trying to divide the conversation. She's not challenging the system. She's targeting the very player who lifted the WNBA out of obscurity and into mainstream sports media. Before Clark, the WNBA was niche. After Clark, sold-out arenas and record-breaking viewership.
That is a sold-out arena 14,998 people. That's all it could hold. They all showed up in Caitlin Clark's college arena. A lot of this is flat about likability and people wanting to support their team. 850,000 views. All right. It was not the last preseason game, but the one in Iowa against the Brazil national team. Caitlin Clark got 1.2 million views on that game, a preseason game.
A flood of new fans isn't just speculation. It's backed by data. But instead of celebrating this momentum, some players, not just A'ja Wilson, but others like DeJounte Carrington, seem more focused on tearing Caitlin Clark down. Why? Because they dislike how she looks? Because she's white? Because she's the new fan favorite? The irony is glaring. The same players accusing others of racial bias are now targeting Clark for being white and successful. It's reverse discrimination dressed up as activism, and fans are noticing. This dynamic has sparked an identity crisis within the WNBA. What should be a celebration of growth, competition, and empowerment has instead become a battlefield of resentment, victimhood, and political messaging. Let's be real. The WNBA has long struggled with ratings and relevance. Now, they finally have a generational star who could change that.
If Caitlin Clark gets hurt, this league's right back to 450,000 view ratings. Just that quick. I mean, the players do not understand there is a disconnect between this kind of rhetoric and this league losing money all these years. And it's also why Caitlin Clark gets so much hate, because they're watching a rise in popularity surrounding her, but they don't like the way she looks.
She's someone who brings millions of eyes to every game. Yet, instead of rallying around her, league veterans are trying to tear her down. And here's the real issue. Fans are paying attention. Casual viewers, who were just beginning to follow women's basketball, are now seeing headlines full of race-driven drama, post-game feuds, and athletes acting more like activists than professionals. The result? A fractured image. Instead of being seen as an exciting league with fresh talent, the WNBA is being defined by internal division, bitterness, and identity politics. That's a bad look. Ask yourself this: what's more harmful to the league? Caitlin Clark becoming wildly popular and drawing millions of fans, or veteran players publicly attacking her and blaming everything on race?
Embracing the person who has made people care more about women's basketball than anyone in the last generation, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball, and unlike most of these clowns in the WNBA, has handled herself with grace and class.
Or is it other players repeatedly slamming her in interviews and claiming it's all about race? The answer's obvious. Every time A'ja or someone else makes these divisive remarks, it damages the league's reputation. It turns curious fans away and sends a message: you're not welcome unless you fit a certain narrative. That's not inclusion, it's exclusion. And it's pushing the WNBA dangerously close to a cliff it's managed to avoid for years. The truth is, players like A'ja Wilson have had every opportunity to shine.
You've made a lot of money playing basketball. You've gotten fame playing basketball in a league where there is no money, if you had to sustain yourself. In a league where there is no fame, if you just went by all things being equal.
Many of them already are stars. But star power isn't just about stats. It's also about attitude, humility, and fan connection. Caitlin Clark understands that. She stays after games to sign autographs until her hand cramps. She engages with fans. She shows emotion and heart every time she steps on the court. That's what fans gravitate toward. That's what sells jerseys and fills arenas. And that's the part her critics don't seem to grasp. Instead of thanking Caitlin Clark for boosting the league's visibility, they're tearing her down.
She broke her own damn record, hitting 36-foot-long three-pointers. She looked it sensational. This team looked it great. And I'm telling you right now, they just put the entire...
I didn't plan to shoot that logo three. I know coming into the game, everybody wanted me to shoot one from there. But Steph was like, was supposed to come out at the end of the third, so she's like, give a foul, give a foul, give a foul. And then it was 30 seconds on the clock, which like between 30 to 33, that's like your 2-for-1 range where you have to get one up. So I saw 30 as we're inbounding the ball, which probably is inbounding the ball at 30, probably a little low. But I was like, why not?
They're basically saying, how dare you? And fans are watching it all play out. So here's the real question. What kind of league does the WNBA want to become? Because right now, it's at a turning point. It can embrace unity, growth, and a massive influx of new fans. Or it can fall deeper into division, resentment, and jealousy. The choice is theirs, but if they choose the wrong path, they risk undoing the progress that players like Clark have sparked.
Race doesn't play into this. Even sexual preference, I don't think plays into this. Likability absolutely plays into this. A'ja Wilson's largely unlikable.
Players like Caitlin Clark aren't the problem. They're the spark the league has desperately needed. For years, critics said no one cared about the WNBA. Now, millions are watching, and somehow that's being treated like a bad thing. If A'ja Wilson and others keep viewing everything through the lens of race, it will only push fans further apart. Instead of highlighting great competition, we're stuck debating skin color. Instead of building the sport together, we're watching it be pulled apart from the inside. And at the root of it all is the toxic false belief that a white athlete's success means something is being taken away from black athletes. That's simply not how progress works. Success isn't limited, and one person's rise doesn't require another's fall.
There's only one team and one player in the league that draws all the ratings because regular sports fans are very aware of the identity politics that has come out of the mouth of these players over the years.
Caitlin Clark's success doesn't take away from A'ja Wilson's accomplishments. It actually shines a brighter light on them, if the league would just let it. If the WNBA embraced this turning point instead of resisting it, it could finally achieve the mainstream respect it's been chasing for decades. But to get there, the focus needs to shift. From blame to teamwork, from division to unity, from controversy to competition. This moment is bigger than one player. It's about what the league chooses to stand for. So now the decision falls on the players, the league, and the fans. Do we want to grow this sport together, or keep tearing it apart over things that shouldn't matter?
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
Yeah, she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person, and she has like a lot of aura, so like...
Or will jealousy and identity politics keep the league from reaching its full potential? The truth is this: Caitlin Clark is reshaping the WNBA, and that should be celebrated, not criticized. But instead of embracing the new wave of fans she's brought in, some voices are choosing to isolate her, disrespect her, and blame her.
The media was trying to create a circus out of racial things, out of trying to make hatred come up, and Caitlin wouldn't let it happen.
All because she's white. That's not progress. That's petty. A'ja Wilson is an incredible talent, and no one is taking that away from her. But when race is used as the explanation for another player's success, it doesn't create fairness. It creates more division. And if that division continues, it could cost the WNBA everything it's worked so hard to achieve. So now it's your turn. If you believe in merit, in growth, and in the future of women's basketball, drop a 100% in the comments below. Let the players know that fans support talent over skin color and unity over resentment. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell, because we'll keep covering what no one else will.